Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. This is episode 420.
I think it's time for Mike Dell's World.
There it is.
Yeah, so dude, it's 420. Well, actually, what I'm going to talk about is the fact that Michigan, it's legal for recreational cannabis usage, and there is a lot of pot shops here in Traverse City. 420, in case you didn't know, is kind of a slang term, for cannabis consumption. Around the time 4:20 p.m., it also refers to cannabis-oriented celebrations that take place annually on April 20th, 420, U.S. date form. So, anyway, yeah, there's a lot of pot shops around Traverse City. Within pretty easy walking distance, there's two of them from me. One is on Parsons Road called Green Farm, spelled P-H-A-R-M. And then there's another one at the Tom's East Bay Plaza area. That building first was a Mexican restaurant, and then it was a funeral home, believe it or not. And then it's now been at least three different pot shops. Currently, it's a Loom. Loom is a Michigan chain of pot shops, or what do they call them? Dispensaries or whatever. And yeah, that's it's one of those things around here. But if you drive down Front Street / Munson Avenue, and I can think of at least three or four, other than the two that I mentioned. And on Parsons Road, if you go straight across Garfield, there's two more just directly on the other side of Garfield. I think it's Hannah Avenue. I don't remember. I don't know street names that well, but anyway. And, I have partaken, but not recently. Used to a little bit. In fact, the first time I walked into a pot shop was with my 78-year-old dad, and he was having trouble sleeping. And so we were coming back from Grand Haven. Dad and I went down there to pick up a bunch of tools from a friend of mine that was cleaning out his garage and wanted to get rid of some tool chests and a compressor and a few other things. And we were coming back, and we're driving through Honor, Michigan, a little town west of here. And there was a Loom shop there. So, first time I walked into a legal pot shop was with my dad, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, and he used, he liked what was called pot dots. They were little, like M&Ms almost, lace. So they were 1 gram per M&M. So he, popped 4 or 5 of them, 6 of them, and he could sleep good. And this was before he got diagnosed with lung cancer. So that might have been part of why he didn't sleep well. But anyway, so yeah, he enjoyed a little bit of edibles. And never forget one time he goes, "Hey, I got this." And, he had like a pack of 10 pre-rolls, and he says, "Yeah, I tried smoking one of them, and I just cough and cough and cough and cough." The old saying, if you don't cough, you don't get off. anyway, he gave me those, and they're still in the stash. But I haven't really partaken in a long time. It's just not something I'm super interested in, but it is kind of crazy that there is as many of those shops around as there are. And, when you go into one of those, they got to get your driver's license, your ID, and you get registered, and then they escort you into the shop, and they have an expert that knows way too much about all the stuff they have, which is pretty crazy. They also can't take credit cards or debit cards. They can only take cash. Of course, they have an ATM in the lobby, so you can get cash if you didn't bring cash. But I find that an interesting rule. Another thing that was interesting, and, I'm not a smoker anymore of tobacco products, but you're not allowed to smoke tobacco products anywhere on the property. That's because you can also not consume the products sold there on the property. And they are pretty strict about that. And around here, they've also got a couple of big grow operations. They're great big, what do you call those? Greenhouses, I guess. And it's quite the industry. The funny thing is, I do notice that the prices on all of that has gone way down, and I understand that a lot of those shops are not making as much money as you would think they would. I know Loom is doing okay because they're statewide, and especially around the border areas. Imagine that, because I believe Indiana and Ohio do not have recreational. I do believe they have medical, but not recreational cannabis as legal. So, a lot of those along the borders of Indiana, Ohio. I don't know about Wisconsin or that. And I know it's legal in Ontario, Canada. So, but I don't know what the deal is crossing the border. I imagine you could cross north, cross into Canada with some cannabis on you, but coming back, it's still federally illegal. And of course, the Border Patrol are federal employees, so probably not coming back from Ontario. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting little topic to talk about. I don't know where you're at, whether cannabis is legal or what the status is. I do remember going out to Denver one time for a conference, and the hotel we were staying in, the fire alarm went off. We were all sitting in the hotel bar. The fire alarm went off, so everybody had to leave. So we went out to the little sitting area outside the hotel in the parking lot, whatever, kind of the smoke hole where, the tobacco smokers would go, and somebody broke out a joint and passed it around. And, that was pretty normal there in Colorado. So anyway, I'm neither for or against it. More power to you if you want to partake. Personally, it doesn't do much for me, so I don't partake usually. But I just thought it was interesting, and that since this is episode 420, I figured it was a good subject. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, what do I have on my list of things to talk about? Well, it says here snow, but you guys are probably tired of hearing about snow, so maybe I'll think of something else. Tomorrow I'm going out and removing leaves at my mom's house, and then taking the mower off of the tractor, the mower deck off, and putting the snowblower deck or snowblower attachment on the tractor. Then I'm going to load the tractor onto the trailer and haul it over to the tractor doctor, get that tuned up and serviced for winter. So, maybe snow is a good topic. I don't know. We'll see. Coming up on my list of things is I'm going to talk about the radio business, both here and, kind of around the country that I know of. And also going to be talking about heating with wood. I don't know if any of you guys have done that. And then I got a couple of rants. And so, hey, we're plugging along. We're almost to halfway through NAPOD POMO, National Podcast Posting Month. If you want to subscribe to the mega feed, or if you're listening to this on the mega feed, thank you. But if you want to subscribe to the mega feed, it's over at napodpomo.org. And yeah, that'd be cool. And thanks to Jennifer for putting this together for the last 18 years. I'll catch you tomorrow.